And welcome everybody to the 99th annual commencement here at the Hun School of Princeton. I'm Tom Monfiletto. We're going to be bringing you up to the live ceremony at 11 o'clock. We have some very, very special guests here today. It's a day of celebration. It's a day of accomplishment. It's a day of tremendous pride here as these seniors graduate across that stage today. Let's take a look at the order of exercises first here. We're going to have some opening remarks from Headmaster Jonathan Brome, leading into the presentation of the Salutatorian Award. That recipient, Ming Jiang, will be joining us shortly. The senior commencement address will be given by Christian Toto. Christian is a 7-year member of the Hun community. He'll be going to Georgia Tech next year. He's a member of the Cum Laude Society, also a great nephew of former headmaster Paul Cheeseborough. Special commencement awards will be given out, along with some faculty recognition, which we'll talk about a little bit later, along with our valedictorian address. We'll hear from the chairman of the board, Kevin Tylas. Then diplomas will be handed out to the graduates, followed by some remarks from the president of the Alumni Association, Brian Logue, class of 1975. And first, we are lucky to have Ken Stoddard here with us on set. Ken is a proud parent of a graduating senior today, class of 1978, I believe.
79.
79 here at Hun. This is where you met your wife. And
I met my wife here in 74.
Okay. And you have had, this is your 4th child to come through and graduate here. What kind of emotions are you going through right now?
Very proud, very, very happy. A little sad, you know, but as my son Peter said, you know, if it's worthwhile and you had a great experience, you should be a little sad. But I'm really proud of my son. I'm really proud of all the Hun School students in the class of 2013. Great day, great day.
And Peter, I remember Peter when he was 7, 8 years old here at the Hun basketball camp.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
You know, his personality hasn't changed much. But how have you seen him grow into a young man here at Hun?
Yeah. You know, the answer is that physically he's gotten more mature, but, you know, his personality has not changed. He's always been a little bit of a spark plug. But he's a very, very good young man. I'm very proud of him. I'm very, very pleased with, you know, the impact the administration and the teachers have had on my son. Very proud.
So you said earlier, we were talking a little bit before you came on, that there are probably a combined 71 years of Stoddard history here at the Hun School.
By the time we finish, my wife, myself, our 4 children, my sister, her 2 children, my brothers, I'm sorry, my sister's 3 children, my brother's 2 children, 71 years of tuition. I'm on the board. My dad was former chairman of the board. We're very connected to the school. We're very, very, very honored to be associated with it. It's a wonderful place.
So you've been through countless commencement ceremonies. Do any of them stand out in your mind for specific reasons?
I have 1 daughter. I have 3 sons. My daughter, when she graduated, was the first time I had the opportunity to present the diploma to my child. My children tell me I'm not much of a crier. I'm not, but somehow when I handed her the diploma and I picked her up in the air, something got my eye, and
You broke down.
I'm not going to cry.
Are you going to be able to do that with Peter today?
I asked him this morning, do you mind if I pick you up? And he said it was somewhat emasculating, so I think we're going to give him a little shake, a little pat on the back, and, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you could toss him over your shoulder if you wanted to. Being a member of the Board of Trustees, what kind of things are you excited about? What kind of things are in the works here at Hun that we should be looking forward to?
Oh, well, so many, but obviously the biggest one is at Global Commons. It will be transformative relative to the way this school operates. We're really proud of all the work that's been done so far. I think groundbreaking is this summer, and we'll be live September of, yeah, a year and a half. It will change the face of the Hun School physically.
What are you going to take out of this entire experience today? This is the last commencement of a child that you will have here. I would assume.
Thanks, Tom. I wasn't going to
right?
cry.
What do you think you're going to remember the most about this?
Oh gosh, you know what? This is.
You can do it.
This is the first time my parents won't be here.
Okay.
My mother-in-law will be here, and I'm so glad at least one of Peter's grandparents got to be here.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a great day.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. This is fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. Congratulations.
My pleasure.
This has been excellent.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Peter. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to have our next guest coming on, and hopefully they'll share the same kind of emotion that Ken just did. Very excited, going through a lot here. So Ming Jiang is going to come up here along with Zhou, the Salutatorian and Valedictorian today in today's ceremony. Ming will be headed to the University of Southern California next year. She is a member of the Cum Laude Society. She's a recipient of a Resident Life Award. And also she was a resident life proctor in the dorms. Zhou, the valedictorian, is headed to Princeton University next year. Who's a member of the varsity ice hockey team that won an IHL championship. He also is a musician. Plays the Chinese harp. He's had some gigs at Carnegie Hall, part of the orchestra here. Very well-rounded individual, and we welcome them both on set today. Andrew, I want to start with you. What went through your head first when you knew that you were going to be named the valedictorian? What kind of an honor was that?
Well, I was very excited because it's such a huge honor, but at the same time, I was very nervous because the first thing that popped into my head when I knew that I'm going to be the valedictorian is that I'm going to have to make a graduation speech, and I'm not much of a public speaker, and that made me very, very nervous.
Can you give us a little preview of the speech? What are you going to talk about today?
Well, I'm going to be talking about really weird-looking fruits, and I'm going to try to convince my classmates that they should not limit themselves in the future.
Yeah, so what kind of an approach, when you're writing this speech, what kind of approach do you take? Is it like a kind of a motivational thing? Is it a commemorative thing? What kind of approach do you take?
I try to write a speech that everyone's going to remember, and I guess it's motivational.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ming, you're headed to the University of Southern California next year. Was your first year in the United States as a freshman here at Hun?
Yes, it was my first time to America.
And what was that like adjusting? I mean, this is a very different place. It's very far away from home. What was that like?
Well, before I did grow up in Canada, but I'm also 100% made in China. So
Okay.
It was difficult coming here, leaving the family, and living into the dorm, and then, and making new friends, especially making new friends.
But you really embraced you really embraced living away from home and living here on campus. You were named a proctor, winner of the Resident Life Award. Did you take pride in living here away from home? Sounds like you did.
Yeah, I really like living here at Han. I still like the best school, the school that I love most.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah.
What are you going to be studying next year at the University of Southern California?
I hope to pursue business and communication broadcasting.
Okay, yeah, very nice. Here's your start right here.
Yes.
Andrew, what about you at Princeton? What are you going to be studying?
I'm not sure exactly what yet, but I'm going to be doing some kind of social science.
Okay.
So.
And how did you land on Princeton? Was Princeton always your number one choice?
Yeah, it's always been. My dad's actually a graduate student at Princeton University, so I always wanted to come to Princeton.
And what was the whole application process like? Was that nerve-wracking? Was it tough? Did you kind of throw all your eggs in that basket, or did you apply to a bunch of different schools?
It's funny that Princeton's actually the only school I applied to because I applied early there.
All right.
And I'm really fortunate that I got in. So
that's fantastic. What are you guys most excited about this whole this entire ceremony? Ming, we'll start with you.
Most excited part?
Yeah.
I think it's the performance I'm giving right before the commencement and
Excellent.
the speech.
All right.
I'm really
Andrew,
nervous.
What about you?
well, yeah, I guess I'm really excited about my speech.
Okay.
And
All right, great. Guys, congratulations. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Have a great day. You guys deserve it. All right,
Thank you.
That's Ming and Zhou. We're going to bring up our next guest, Camille Schrier. Camille's the president of the student government. She's also a Wonder Woman. She's involved in a lot of different things here at the Hun School. She'll be headed to the University of Michigan next year to study chemical engineering. And Camille joins us here on set. So, Camille, first I want to talk about being the president of the student body. I know it's something that you're very, very proud of. I know it's probably one of your fondest memories here.
Mm-hmm.
What was that whole experience like?
Well, it was a huge responsibility and a lot more work than I ever expected it to be. I kind of came into it in the middle of the year and took over, and it was just a great opportunity to be able to work with so many people that were so involved with our school and really just loved to be part of the student government and really help our entire student body.
Are you going to miss that the most about your experience here?
Probably. I'm going to miss a lot of things, but definitely being in that role and having so many of the other students, especially the younger students, look up to you is something that I will definitely miss.
And were you a peer leader as well?
I wasn't.
Oh, okay. But I mean, you've been in a lot of different leadership roles here at the school,
Definitely.
right? Track and field as well.
Yes.
What kind of how does that help you as you move forward?
I think it's allowed me to kind of develop time management skills. I have a ton on my plate, and all my friends always laugh because I have my planner and I always know what I'm doing
Sure.
every minute of the day. But it's something that's going to help me when I get to college, so I'll know how to manage my time. I'll obviously be involved. That's just something that I've always done and always will do.
And how did you land on the University of Michigan? You're heading to Ann Arbor next year to study chemical engineering. How did you land on that concentration and the school?
Well, first with the school, I applied to 11 schools and got into 10, so that didn't make my choice easy. Visited 16 campuses, and University of Michigan was the last visit I had.
Okay.
It was the hardest and easiest decision of my life because I had so many options and I had no idea what I was going to do. When I walked on that campus that day that I visited, it wasn't a decision.
Okay.
I knew it was the right place for me.
When during the, what season did you visit? Was it during the winter?
I visited in February.
Okay.
So
Was
it
freezing?
snowed every single day and it was 15 degrees, and I actually hate the cold, so I must have really liked it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Are you a big sports fan?
I can see it. I'm
okay.
going to be going to games,
All right,
of course.
sure.
It's
Yep.
Michigan.
There you go. They have a really good football team there, too.
Definitely.
Hockey team as well. I mean, it's just awesome sports. The basketball team just made it to the national championship. Are you going to be as well-rounded there? Are you going to be as involved at that school as you were at Hun?
I hope to be, because that's something that I really pride myself on, is being a really well-rounded person. I'm the pageant girl who's going to be a chemical engineer. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's a pretty
trying
cool
to be diverse as possible. Obviously, my first year, I want to get my feet wet. Don't want to overwhelm myself, but I really hope to get involved as much as I can during my 4 years.
All right, so here's a hypothetical. What if you go in and the chemical engineering program is just you don't like it? What do you think? What's your backup? Do you have one?
So I'm definitely a science person, and that's why I'm picking chemical engineering. I have a pretty good plan. I'm hoping to go into pharmaceuticals or the food processing industry after I get my chemical engineering degree.
Okay.
I would definitely be maybe pre-med, something biology or chemistry. I don't see myself doing anything other
All
than
right.
science.
So you haven't really thought this through. It's
Yeah. Just a
unbelievable.
little.
All right, Camille, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day. And we're going to take a look now at some of the awards recipients. Congratulations to all of those awards recipients. We're going to be walking across the stage in just a few minutes. Joining them will be the Director of Admissions, who joins us right now, Steve Bristol. Steve, thanks for coming on. In your third year here at Hun.
Yep.
It's for the third year in a row, I believe we have another record number of applicants. How exciting is that?
It's fantastic, and as any admissions director will tell you, what makes successful admissions is a successful school. You get happy kids, happy parents, they go out into the community and talk to their friends, and it keeps our office pretty busy. Credit goes to faculty and staff and everyone at the school that creates a great atmosphere for the kids.
And we've had conversations about this before, but one of the biggest reasons why people love it so much is because of the people. Right?
Without question. We start the process looking for great kids, and I say that to them very bluntly when I meet with them. We're looking for great kids. We think that's contagious. It makes them feel comfortable here, And when they're comfortable, they're successful. They reach outside themselves a little bit, and that's what really makes the place go.
You are more often than not the first point of contact for some of the students here, and I think you interviewed some of the students that will be graduating here today. What's it like to see them grow from the person that was in your office, maybe a little bit timid, to somebody that's graduating high school now?
Yeah, this fundamentally will be my first class,
Okay.
where some of these kids walking across the stage today started in my office, and they were young, intimidated, nervous, accomplished already, and great kids. But to look at what they've done over the course of the last 3 years, to be able to watch them get their diploma with such confidence and such poise and with such a record of achievement is pretty amazing.
How difficult is it? You get all of these applications. What's that process like when you go through all of these, especially like at a school like Hun? What's that process like when you have to go through all of these applicants?
It's challenging. We saw over 800 applications this year. That's a lot of folders and a lot of files to read. It's a lot of student resumes to read. But at the same time, it's a lot of fun. And you're really, in some ways, it's genetic engineering. We're looking at a future student body and trying to build it from our office out. So the excitement that you get with that makes the reading of the files and the interviewing of the kids pretty easy. It flows pretty nicely.
What do you remember the most about your high school graduation? If you can go back like 10 years.
Well, I went to a similar place to Hun. I went to a boarding school as well, and it's an emotional day without question. You start to feel young and old at the same time. You start to feel like, how can I be leaving? There's a big world out there. I don't really know if I'm ready for it.
Right.
But at the same time, you are, and you feel that pride of accomplishment all at the same time.
Absolutely, and especially going to a place like UN and a place like Hun. Absolutely. What are some of the things here that you look for in an applicant that comes? So a lot of these, if you can pinpoint a couple of things that a lot of these kids that will be walking across the stage all have, what do you think it is?
Very easy. Like I said, we start looking for great kids in a very general and sort of subjective kind of a way. And from that, we're looking for kids who've made a commitment to work hard, for whom school's not something being done to them, but something that they really want to engage in and they want to embrace and get excited about. We want happy kids. Again, it's contagious, and we're building a community here, and the more energy we can bring into it and the more accomplishment we bring into it, the more successful we're going to have as a class.
And I think this ceremony, there's not much more than this ceremony that can really exemplify that and the accomplishments of these kids, because it is a big deal.
Yep.
A lot of people might take high school graduation for granted, but this is a huge deal, don't you think?
It's tremendous, and for all these kids, it's a tremendous opportunity for them to celebrate 4, 5, 6, in some cases 7 years of accomplishment and of commitment. For the families, this has been we're a family school for many cases, like Ken earlier.
Yeah.
Their siblings and aunts and uncles, and all of that is what makes Hun what it is. And I think all of these kids feel that when they walk across the stage.
Fantastic. Steve Bristol, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Have
Thanks,
a great
Tom.
day.
My pleasure.
All right, we're going to take a look now at some of the faculty members that will be leaving us, and we will talk about one that has been here for 25 years. This is the last year for Dean Long. Dean Long will be retiring after 27 years of service. Connie Schaefer, part of the Foreign Language Department, retiring now after 28 years. Jim Naelig will be celebrating his 25th year of dedicated service here at the Hun School. So I've known Dean Long for quite some time. I'm very good friends with his son, Mike. I've known his family for a great deal of time. I've been in his office a number of times. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Dean Long for all of his service here. And I will absolutely remember him fondly as being one of the great parts of what makes the Hun School such a special place. I want to thank everybody involved in this entire broadcast: Manoj Agarwal, Kyle Firestein, Sam McCleary, the communications office, Ryan Egan, Maureen Lemming, Meg Poehler, Steve Bristol, Camille Schrier, Andrew Zhou, Ming Jiang, Ken Stoddard, who joined us, Headmaster Jonathan Brome, everybody here at the Hun School. Big thank you to them. This couldn't have been possible without you. We're going to leave you with a video on the class of 2013. If you look here they are. They're matriculating to some excellent institutions across the country. if you could see it online, go check it out, see where these kids are going, see how they've prepared themselves unbelievably well to get to the next level. Everybody here at the school is very, very proud of them. And here they are, the class of 2013. And we're now going to take you to the procession here as the Board of Trustees and faculty members and the class of 2013 begins to make their way into the gym.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 99th commencement of the Hun School of Princeton. Everyone in this room would rather be out in that beautiful mall on a sunny day, but we're going to make this the best graduation ever indoors. We share this morning together to celebrate a group of 144 young people who are close to our hearts and who personify our highest values and our most optimistic hopes. Now please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. This way. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. To begin our celebration today, we will hear two musical selections performed by Ming Jiang, Yemo Ku, Xinyi Li, Yishan Liu, all members of the class of 2013. Thank you, seniors. As we begin our ceremony, I would like to thank a lot of people who have made this day possible. Thanks first to our Board of Trustees. Their hard work and vision are essential to everything we honor today. Thanks to our teachers, staff, and administration who give the best of themselves to our students every day and whose influence will be felt wherever our graduates travel in the decades ahead. And finally, to our close partners and friends, the parents, grandparents, families, and friends who have nurtured our graduates for almost 2 decades and have created the young people we are so proud to claim as our own. We say thanks. Class of 2013, we honor you this morning to mark the commencement of a new stage in your journey. Life will be different for you after today, as you set off for college and the excitement of new challenges and opportunities. Life will be different for the rest of us too. It's a time when your families feel the poignancy of knowing that this is your last moment in high school. These days will not come again. You're leaving these days behind just as you left behind the days when we tied your shoes and read you bedtime stories. Just one more of those last things we experienced together on your path to independence. So it's an important milestone for you and for all of us. And it's a time for us, families, teachers, and friends, to thank you for the countless and unforgettable moments of pride and joy you've brought to our lives. Your talent and energy, your strong values, and the beautiful human qualities we've come to know in your youth. All these are excellent equipment for the journey ahead. Moving forward, your main job will be to match your strengths to what the world needs from you. The possibilities are infinite, of course, because the world always needs a lot of help. And you're probably already thinking about potential college majors and careers that suit your interests. But I want to suggest a way of life that fits any career, a grander view that can fundamentally shape your thinking and action. It's the one thing the world needs from you beyond all other things. And that one thing is for you to live heroically. These are hard days for heroes. Surveys show that most young people can't really name someone they regard as a hero. And the ones young people do name are mostly athletes, actors, and even American Idol winners. Seriously, they landed a lot of votes in a recent survey. These may be talented people, but heroes? I don't think so. During my childhood, very long ago, we were taught to admire historical icons like Christopher Columbus, George Washington, John F. Kennedy. But nowadays, traditional heroes are routinely knocked off their pedestals, their more virtuous qualities drowned in a swamp of mistakes and misdeeds. The admiral of the ocean blue was a plunderer of the New World. The father of our country owned slaves, even as he spoke of liberty and justice. And in many circles, JFK's mistresses get more attention than the Cuban Missile Crisis. Over and again, we discover that our heroes are mere mortals, after all. Even our make-believe superheroes are hurting. Batman is a dark knight, a tortured soul who sometimes seems just a little psycho. Iron Man is kind of a narcissist who would drive us nuts if we had to spend more than 90 minutes with him. And the Incredible Hulk, let's not even discuss his problems. Anyway, you get the idea. It's hard to find a genuine, whole hog hero these days. And my advice is, stop looking. There is no superior breed of heroes who descended to earth from Mount Olympus. There is only us. We humans are all composed of the same flesh and blood. All 7 billion of us are subject to the same imperfections and weaknesses and mixed motives. There is no such thing as an ideal hero, except in those bedtime stories we used to read. But here's the important thing. In real life, heroism is an action, not an identity. There are heroic acts performed by ordinary, flawed people like us, all the time. Within each of us is the potential to enact the very highest human ideals, even when it requires great risk and sacrifice. We can summon the will to rise above our faults and fears, our pettiness and self-interest in order to do what's right. And our potential to rise to heroic action in matters great and small is all that matters. Here's how heroism really works. On September 11th, untrained civilian passengers, people like you and me, stormed the cockpit of United Flight 93, overcome the armed terrorist hijackers, and forced the jet to crash in a Pennsylvania field instead of the Capitol or the White House. That is heroism, but of a very unusual kind. Few of us will find ourselves in that kind of life or death peril. Here's a more common act of heroism. Sharon Watkins, a vice president at Enron Corporation, alerts her boss about shady accounting practices within the organization, ignoring pressure from all sides to keep the corruption quiet. As a result, she's ostracized, and her office is moved to the basement. When the scandal goes public, the corporation collapses, the CEO is jailed, and Sharon's whistleblowing is vindicated. Or here's an example I hope you already know. In 1955, Rosa Parks, a middle-aged African-American seamstress, refuses to give up her seat to a white man on a segregated bus. She simply says she is tired of giving in. She's arrested, fired from her job, but the civil rights movement soon sweeps away the bad old days in Montgomery, Alabama. And one more example. Jose Sarmiento, an unemployed immigrant from El Salvador, finds $12,000 in untraceable cash that's been stolen from an armored car and apparently dropped in a public restroom. He's never earned more than $225 a week in his life, but he returns the money to the bank. That's a heroic sacrifice. All these people sacrificed what was easy for what was right. But there was nothing exceptional about any of them. They were all ordinary folks going about their daily lives, not asking for any heroic opportunities. Yet when the moment came, they answered the call. And if they did, so can each of us. We can't necessarily control the scale or nature of the heroic opportunities that we'll encounter. For most of us, they won't make it to the headlines. But we'll find them almost every day. Maybe it's sticking up for a friend who's being treated badly, even though you know the mean girls may turn on you next. Or resisting the urge to cheat when you know you could get away with it. Or being brave enough to call a cab or an ambulance when someone at a party has had too much to drink. Or devoting your precious time and energy to someone who needs you, even when you would rather be doing something for yourself. These small acts seem neither dramatic nor earth-shaking, but in the real world, they're the ways most of us will be tested. And in their proportion, they apply the same moral values as the grand, world-changing acts of admirals and presidents and even Batman. This is how real heroism works, billions of times a day, all over the world. Class of 2013, my hope is that you will never be cynical about heroism, even if you are rightly skeptical of heroes. I hope you will always perceive the higher principles at stake in the countless challenges life presents to you every day. And I hope that you'll always feel within yourselves the grand potential to act heroically. The world is counting on it. That concludes my opening remarks. Now, at our commencement, we asked students to do a lot of the talking. So, on to our student speakers. The Paul R. Cheeseborough Salutatorian Award is presented each year to a member of the senior class who has demonstrated excellence in scholarship in a rigorous academic program over a 3-year period. The 2013 Salutatorian is Ming Jiang. Wait 1 minute, right here, I have to say some nice things about you. Ming entered Han in the 9th grade as a boarding student from her native China. She's a member of the Cum Laude Society and last year received the Wellesley College Book Award. She served as a dorm proctor in both her junior and senior years, as a tour guide for prospective students and families, and as a peer tutor. Ming was a member of the varsity fencing team and Han's martial arts club. She's participated in 2 Model United Nations conventions and has been a member of the yearbook staff, the chamber music program, and the Chinese Western music ensemble. Ming was also deeply involved in the Community Service Club, the International Exchange Club, the Diversity Club, and Girls Learn International. As you can see, she's been a very active member of the Han community. Ming's described by those who know her as personally gracious, Grateful for the opportunity she's been given, modest about her abilities, and confident in her career path. She'll attend the University of Southern California in the fall. On behalf of the faculty, I'm proud to present this year's Salutatorian, Ming Jiang.
Welcome, Mr. Brown, Mr. Hughes, Mr. Tyler, members of the Board of Trustees, parents, faculties, and most importantly, my fellow classmates and friends. Before I address the larger group, my grandmother is here in the audience, and she does not understand English. So I would like to formally express my gratitude to her and to my parents in Chinese. So here it goes. 妈，姥姥，谢谢你们一直以来对我的支持与教诲。谢谢你们在我丧失信心的时候，仍然鼓励我、激励我。老爸，因为您，我才能来到美国，站在这个讲台上，做您一直以来锻炼我做的演讲。在此，我由衷的感谢你们。On behalf of the class of 2013, I would like to thank you all for attending our graduation commencement. Never in my life would I have ever dreamed of receiving such a prestigious honor as writing an extra homework assignment and reading out loud to all of you. Today is significant as it marks the end of our 4 years of high school and the beginning of an unanticipated future. We leave Han with an idea of who we are as high school students, yet we know that tomorrow brings with it the beginning of a new journey. We have completed a rite of passage. Before we move on, though, I would like to stop and reflect on this journey that we are about to complete today. A rite of passage is a ritual associated with a change of status for an individual. It contains 3 phases: separation, limbo, and reaggregation. During separation, a person separates from the group and begins a journey of sorts. After that, that person enters limbo, where he is either confused or deciding, lost or searching. And when a person finally completes the rite of passage, he reaggregates as a new form of himself. In 2009, we separated from our formal lives and entered Han from 8 different states and from 15 different countries around the world. We came from all directions, from as far as 10,000 miles away in Australia and Singapore to as near as, across the street in Mason House. All with the sole purpose of enriching our knowledge in literature, math, and science. Upon our arrival here, we entered limbo. We were fledglings, not knowing who we were yet. We were constantly searching and trying out new activities to find ourselves. Sometimes feeling lost and confused, sometimes wanting to cry or even quit. I, for one, experienced the horror of American sports by trying out for Miss Butler's aggressive JV girls basketball team and Mr. Coleman's Spartan-like swimming team. American sports were hard for me, but I told myself to fight on And thus, I eventually found my love in AHA fencing. As boarders, some of us living thousands of miles away from home, we were compelled to learn independence and responsibility quickly. Even when we wanted to study all night or sleep in all day, we had to respect the rules. We had to share small spaces and keep them, well, as clean as possible. Without parents to wake us up each morning, we have to rely on our roommates or ourselves to get out of bed. Yet we told ourselves to fight on. And so we woke up early 5 days a week, sacrificed our playtime for homework, and stayed up late each night to learn the material and earn the grades we wanted in each class. Sure, there were disappointments, but as B.B. King puts it, the beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. Therefore, we told ourselves to fight on, and so we lived through Mr. Trico's Saturday 8-hour-long AP Chem review, while managing to arrive to class exactly on time every day. We made it through Mr. Evans' every H-day, a push test, with residual brain exhaustion in return. We made it through the Honorable Yacamelli's final trial, despite some objections. And who will ever forget every Window Wednesday? Then there was the beginning of senior year, that special purgatory. With the heavy burden of homework, along with college admission process, juggling debate class, English, and APUSH assignments that were due on the same day as 12 different college essays. I didn't sleep much, and I cried a lot. But I continued to fight on. It was during the dark times of limbo that I knew I could rely on all my teachers and counselors who helped and accompanied not only me, but each member of the class of 2013. For this, I truly thank them. Oh, I'm that way. Along the way, there too were surprises that may have distracted us from course. I remember a moment in life that distracted me, actually. I have been an only child for 16 years. I had not been home in 12 months when, during my sophomore year's winter break, I arrived to Beijing's airport to be greeted by my mother, who told me that while I was gone, I became a big sister to 4 quadruplet babies. I never saw that coming. Due to my surprise siblings, my house was transformed into a kindergarten, with the babies taking up the entire living room as well as my bedroom. Even though this change was a minor distraction, I am grateful to my parents for bringing the quadruplets into our family, for they helped me realize what it is to be a big sister. While this describes my journey and trials, each one of you has your own story about your own journey. When I think of our class, I think of those famous words that Abraham Lincoln once said: "The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what we did here." We should never forget what we did here at Han. I am sure each one of you is excited to move on to your new destination. The point is that we continue to fight on until today. We made it through the terrific times as well as the tough times and became better for it. For this, we all should be proud of ourselves. Today, when we receive our diplomas and toss our red caps into the air, we will officially become Hun School alumni. We once came from separate ways, and now we will leave on distinct paths as new individuals to begin our new journey in college and beyond. But remember, life is just a series of rites of passage. And thus, with each one accomplished, comes new lessons and new knowledge. The one we experience here taught us that we can find our way. It's okay to struggle, and we will ever evolve if we remember, always, fight on!
Thank you, Ming. This year's senior graduation speaker, as selected by a panel of faculty, administrators, and students, is Christian Joseph Toto. Christian entered Hun as a 6th grader. He's described as the quintessential Renaissance Hun student, successfully balancing academics, the arts, and athletics with honesty, hard work, and finesse. He's been an excellent student, achieving either high honors or honors in every semester at Hun. Christian's also an excellent musician who played the guitar in the jazz band for all 4 of his high school years, and also a respected and dedicated member of the crew team. In addition, Christian has been a peer tutor and a member of the Red Shield Society. This year, he was our lead tour guide and a great ambassador for Hun as he showed prospective students around the Hun campus. Christian's intelligence, perseverance, dedication to excellence, and academic maturity will serve him well when he attends Georgia Institute of Technology in the fall. It's my pleasure to present to you this year's senior speaker, Christian Joseph Toto.
Graduates, parents, faculty, jealous siblings, and random people who just come to these things. Good morning and congratulations to the Hun School class of 2017. Today, my fellow classmates and I will be receiving something special, something only 91% of Americans will ever receive, a high school diploma. With this diploma, without even going to college, we will all hold a crushing advantage over 9% of the American workforce, a significant advantage in my eyes. Now, my job as your senior speaker is to offer some reflections on memorable high school experiences and to leave you all with some kind of hopeful and perhaps cliched advice to work hard and follow your dreams. Crafting such a speech and living up to such a task requires a great amount of time, thought, and focus. So I devoted the same amount of effort to writing this speech that I would when writing a large research paper or lengthy presentation. So late last night, I began. I started up my laptop, opened Word, and titled the document Graduation Speech before launching Chrome and checking my YouTube subscription box. Between the hours of 1 and 2, I found myself reading up on various topics, such as James Robert Parrish, the Great Panic of 1893, the top 5 songs in Germany between the months of April and May of 1992, telekinesis, the North American Poker Tour, and, bizarrely enough, Suelta salsa dancing. Around 3 o'clock, upon realizing my truly dreadful lack of progress, panic set in, and I started pacing around the room as if I was some sort of maniacal speed walker. After ultimately coming up with no more than a modified title, Graduation Speech 2013, around 4 o'clock, my eyes started to morph into a gelatinous mix of blood and pupil as my stomach surged and jumped like a kangaroo, and my heart raced with a rush of adrenaline fueled by the looming near future. In other words, how Charlie Sheen feels every morning upon waking up. By 5 o'clock, I'd given up all hope in creatively penning my own speech and left the task to Wikipedia to give me material. And I think they sum it up best when they say, the Hun School of Princeton is a private coeducational secondary boarding school located in Princeton, New Jersey, United States. Thank you all and good luck. Not quite. I do actually have some worthwhile things to say to you all. The past 4 years of our lives, and for some of us 7, have been times of adaptation. We have learned how to manage time, how to improve ourselves academically, physically, and mentally, how to build self-confidence, and most importantly, how to deal with change. Change is nothing new to the world around us, though. What is new to our world is innovation. With change comes innovation, and in the past 4 years, we've seen a great deal of this. We've seen the first successful case of a baby cured of HIV, the first private independent exploration of space, the dramatic rise in the use of online social networking, the first all-electric mass-produced car, the first mass-produced three-dimensional televisions, and so much more. Now, why is all this significant to us as graduating high school students? Well, with all these innovations came opportunities to fail. And though you should not fear failure, you should try your very best to avoid it. To get where we are today in terms of societal advancement, many people have and forced to fail. Failure is the key to success in life. Yes, I said it, you can and should fail at some point in your life, maybe at several points in your life, to find true success and conviction. No, I'm not encouraging any of you to fail out of freshman year courses, because if I did, I would be brisked off the stage faster than I could say, but it's true. As Sun School students, failure for us is blinding and disorienting, as we are all hard-working and successful. However, as we enter the next step in our lives, we cannot fear failure because it will only help us grow. We will all encounter difficult moments in college, just as we have in high school. But ultimately, the way in which we handle such experiences defines who we are and who we can be. I've had my shares of successes, disappointments, and regrets in high school, as we all have. But I'm not sure I would entirely change any of it. Sure, the successes have boosted my self-confidence and esteem, but my failings define who I am. There's nothing more liberating in this life than having your worst fears realized, and this is especially the case in the transition from high school to college. Ultimately, we cannot control our fate, and we shouldn't, because fate always has some surprises in store for us. I will leave you all with a quote from one of my idols. On his last show with NBC, Conan O'Brien faced the camera and imparted a piece of wisdom upon his viewers when he said, "Work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen." Today, as we sit here as proud, successful graduates of the Hun School of Princeton class of 2017, I have never believed that statement more. It has been an immense pleasure to experience my high school years with you all, and I hope you all feel the same. Congratulations to you, to us, the Hun School's 99th graduating class, and thank you all very much.
Thank you, Christian. It has long been a tradition to recognize at graduation faculty and staff who are retiring this year and those who have dedicated 25 years of service to our students and our school. This year, 2 beloved faculty members are retiring. They are Dr. Connie Schaefer and Dean Bill Long. Dr. Schaefer, who is in her 28th year at Hun, has served as chair of the Modern Languages and Classics Department for the past 19 years. She's taught every level of French and served as advisor to the French Club and French Exchange, in addition to a litany of other roles throughout her tenure. Bill Long, who is in his 27th year, began at Hun as director of boarding. A few years later, he began teaching history and became our dean of students. Dean Long has worn a number of hats throughout his tenure, including those of head varsity football coach and freshman basketball coach. His players say he is the best coach they ever knew, and countless students and also colleagues point to Bill as one of the true guiding lights of their lives. Can we have a round of applause for Connie and Bill? There's a brief paragraph about each of those dedicated individuals in your program. We also recognize staff members who are celebrating their 25th year of service to Hun. This year, that is Jim Nellig. There's a brief paragraph about him in your program, and it's my pleasure to recognize Jim on his 25th anniversary at the Hun School. Jim, we have a gift for you if you please come up to the podium. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a staff member who is celebrating 40 years of service to Hun this year. Although she was recognized yesterday for her milestone years of service at our closing faculty and staff luncheon, I want to give you the opportunity to thank Kathy Quirk for her years of dedication to our students in our school. Kathy, would you please stand? On to our commencement awards. You'll note in your program a list of seniors who were presented with year-end awards at an assembly earlier this week. I would ask that those students stand as I read their names. Hee Yun Choi, Edward L. Arnold Memorial Art Prize. Olivia Kathleen Albanese, Helen Farnham Memorial History Prize, and the Alan R. Kirshner Memorial English Prize. Wei Ju Wang, Physical Science Prize. Allison Nicole Maziarz, Life Science Prize. Lily Rizavi, French Prize. Nicholas Philip Guns, Latin Prize. Marion Alexandra Wilkinson, Photography Prize. Jacqueline Noel Baptiste, Architecture Prize. Ming Wei Chen, Edwin Jake Jacobs Memorial Award. Paula Emanuela Stanton Bevilacqua, Spanish Prize. Zachary Davis Winterstein, Ralph Sharp Memorial Mathematics Prize. John Carlo Stephen DeFazio, Instrumental Music Prize. Max Richard Leone, Lindsay Jacob Journalism Prize, and the Rob Meislich Senior Writing Award. Michael William Ray, the Ghostlight Drama Prize. And Heston Ismail Charez, the Video Production Hun TV Prize. Congratulations to all of you. In addition, 7 special senior prizes are awarded at commencement. It is time now to present them. This is a good time to advise parents and family members who may wish to take photographs that we have professional photographers with us today. They'll photograph each student as they receive their diplomas and descend the stairs to exit the stage. The ceremony is also being videotaped, and a DVD will be available. But if you'd like to take your own photos, we ask that you be mindful of those around you and limit your time in front of the crowd so that the time your graduate's on stage. The John L. Kushke Memorial Award is awarded to the senior who has demonstrated outstanding accomplishments in non-athletic extracurricular activities. This year, the award is presented to Heston Charez. The John R. Scott Memorial Award is presented to a senior boy and girl who, by proven excellence in athletics, sportsmanship, leadership, and school spirit, have contributed most to the Hun School. This year's recipients are Ferguson Duke and Carrie Million. Congratulations, Carrie. The Robert Stryanese Memorial Award has been established in the memory of Robert Stryanese, president of the class of 1970, to be presented to that member of the graduating class who, in the opinion of the faculty, has earned the respect of students and faculty alike for perseverance, leadership, and loyalty to the Hun School. This year's award is given to Camille Schrier. The James A. McFadden Memorial Award has been established in memory of Jimmy McFadden, class of 1959, for his exemplary spirit of honor, true sportsmanship, and deep loyalty to his friends, his family, and God. It is presented to that member of the graduating class who, in the opinion of the faculty, most clearly exemplifies these qualities. This year's award goes to Janine Cadet. Now for a very special presentation. The Catherine Wright Gorey Memorial Award goes to that member of the senior class who best exemplifies the qualities of Kate Gorey, distinguished member of the class of 1998. These include a love of family and friends, respect for the environment, joy and radiance of expression and demeanor, integrity, and sincere desire to acquire and impart knowledge. At this time, I would like to ask Kate's parents, Tom and Meg Gorey, to come to stage to present the award. This year's award is presented to Lauren Apuzzi. The Headmaster's Award is given to individuals in the senior class who exemplify the personal growth which results from taking full advantage of the opportunities offered by the Hun School. These students, through commitment to excellence in scholarship, exemplary participation in extracurricular activities, and meaningful service to the community, have brought honor to the school. This year's awards are presented to Rakaya White, Connor Cahill, and Peter Stoddard.
Congratulations, Connor. Well done. Congratulations, Rakaya. Congratulations, Peter.
The Faculty Prize, the highest honor among our senior awards, is chosen each year by vote of the entire faculty. I'm going to read the citation from the award. The faculty has selected you as the winner of the Hun School Faculty Prize. We've done so because we feel that you, more noticeably than any other member of your class, have exemplified those characteristics of integrity, reliability, leadership, character, and scholarship we most desire in our students. By your willingness to learn and use your innate abilities, you've improved your intellectual prowess, athletic abilities, and the activities in which you've participated. By your dedication, courage, and selflessness, you've enriched the quality of life at the Hun School for yourself and for those around you. Your modesty, good manners, and consideration for others have been a credit to you and your family and have enhanced the spirit of the school. This year, the Faculty Prize is awarded to Olivia Albanese. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Kevin Tylas, Chairman of the Hun School Board of Trustees. Kevin's life has been intertwined with Hun for more than 40 years, almost half of our 99-year history. He walked across the stage as a graduate in 1973, and his four wonderful children, Kelsey, Lindsay, Kevin Jr., and Meg, are all proud Hun School graduates. Kevin has a demanding day job as president of Royal Bank America, but he devotes hours of hard work to this school every week of the year, not just in meetings and school functions, but in countless late-night emails and texts. Kevin has served on the Board of Trustees for 8 years now, and we're never out of his thoughts. Even his leisure time is often spent walking on campus or watching a game. I have to pause here and thank his wife, Ginger, for letting us take such a big share of his time. No one loves Hun more than Kevin, and we're in a better place thanks to his wisdom and leadership and his personal example of integrity, kindness, and profound caring. I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Kevin Tylas. Yeah, if you want to.
Thank you, Headmaster Brome, and thanks for confirming that I'm another year older and getting older all the time. That's really appreciated, but almost half a Hun. I'm not sure how you make that connection. Andrea was not invited to this party today, but I know our facilities crew was, and this air conditioning was installed in less than a day. Mike Tchaikovsky and the whole crew, thank you very much. The class of 2013 has been a remarkable class, one that has contributed greatly to our history and our culture, and thank you so much for that, class of 2013. Let us celebrate you today, and I'll say more about you in a few minutes. Please accept this welcome from the Board of Trustees. It is a pleasure to address you briefly on behalf of the Board of Trustees, and several of them, as you see, are attending today. Trustees, thank you for giving of your time yet again, and for being here today, and for honoring our class, and for their families. Thanks so much for being here. On a personal note, as an alumnus of the school and the school that educated our very own four children, it gives me much pride to recognize the accomplishments of our students, the stewardship of our great school and community, and the active and positive engagement of so many of our constituents. All of this comes together to make Hun great. To the parents, the families, the guardians, the friends of the students, your role in the students' success has been immense. This day is a most deserved celebration for you as well. Thank you for your commitment and what you have meant to Hun. And thank you to those of you from the extended Hun community, former administrators, former teachers, former trustees, those from the surrounding neighborhood, and friends. To Headmaster Brome and the administrative team, your outstanding leadership and that of your administrative team shows in no better way than the accomplishments of our students and of this class of 2013. And speaking of Headmaster Brome, John, we all marvel at your strength and determination after going through recently what you would say is, well, not really that big of a deal. John, we are so happy to have you on this stage today as part of your son's graduation. To our faculty, time and again we receive the feedback that Hun is a special place. And that feedback has so much to do with you and all that you do. The extra attention and personal commitments you make help make our students develop into leaders, achievers, humanitarians, and ready to be positive contributors in a society more complex, more globally oriented than ever before. There are so many exceptional examples among our faculty and our administrators, and I'm reminded today of the career of one of them, a career that has lasted 4 decades, teaching, coaching, being a constructive mentor and a friend to so many. Thank you, Bill Long. So how about this class of 2013? Here are just a few of their accomplishments. A Dwight D. Eisenhower Leadership winner, the Pennsylvania USA Ambassador Teen Award winner. 2 students performed their music at Carnegie Hall. The honoree from the Mercer County Commission on Abused, Neglected, and Missing Children. A student's photography selected for exhibition by the Congressional Institute. The youngest umpire ever appointed to the AAU Junior Olympics field hockey competition. Acceptance of over 30 different senior projects, including a radio station internship, a tile mural reflecting Hun's diversity, designed by over 300 students, and a guidebook for transitioning from high school to college athletics that utilized interviews with college athletes. Track team members qualified for next week's National New Balance races. In team athletics, there was the hockey's Independent Schools Championship, the boys' basketball's Maple Championship, and the girls' basketball Maple Sportsmanship Trophy. The sports at Hun represent all the right qualities and the right values. Championship teams, sportsmanship awards, and even an athlete that went on to become a Rhodes Scholar. And late-breaking news, Mr. Quirk advises, is that it's been 8 years since we've had a high school All-American, 22 years since we had a lacrosse All-American, and that time has come again. Kate Weeks, All-American. Congratulations. Girls Learn International continued their exceptional service. 3 students were recognized by National Merit as outstanding participants, and academically, 20 seniors had a cumulative average of 93 or higher without ever having a grade below 85. Just amazing. So the class of 2013, you are truly an accomplished class academically. You're brilliant in the classroom and outside the classroom, and you've helped make our greater community a better place. Thank you. We admire you. What you have accomplished has earned you a distinguished place in the rich history of the Hun School of Princeton, and on behalf of the trustees, congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you, Mr. Tyler. We now move on to our valedictorian, the John Gale Hun Valedictory Award. It's presented each year to the member of the senior class who has earned the highest cumulative grade point average over a 3-year period. The 2013 valedictorian is Andrew Zhou. Andrew is a high honor roll student, an AP scholar with distinction, and a member of the Cum Laude Society. He also received the American Math Competition Award in 2011. As a junior, Andrew took 3 AP classes, then studied independently for 2 more, and scored a 5 in every one of them. He's been a member of the Community Service Club. This past year alone, he dedicated over 50 hours to teaching English as a second language. He's also an accomplished musician who played a Chinese string instrument in a performance at Carnegie Hall last October. Finally, Andrew is a leading member of the varsity ice hockey team and an advisory representative in Hun's student government. According to his teachers, 2 words that describe Andrew's character are integrity and humility. He represents the best of what we can achieve at Hun. Andrew will attend Princeton University in the fall. On behalf of the faculty, I'm proud to present this year's valedictorian, Andrew Zhou.
I want to thank the Board of Trustees, Headmaster Brome, head administrators, faculty, family and friends, and of course, the Hunt students. The summer after my sophomore year, I was doing a short internship in Hong Kong. I rented an apartment right outside of the business area and had to walk to work every morning. During my short trip, I would have to pass through this really busy street where there is a street market. And as I was walking one day, I came to a full stop when I saw these watermelons stacked in front of one of the stalls. I stopped, well, because I was freaked out. Those watermelons were not round like they're supposed to be. They looked like boxes. They were cubic. All of them just stacked up like those packages of A4 paper at the back of the APR classroom. What freaked me out even more was that there were also these pears that literally looked like alien babies right next to the cubic watermelons. I mean, I can't think of another word other than creepy to describe them. I kept on walking that day because I didn't want to be late for work, but I spent hours and hours afterwards thinking about those weird and abnormal looking fruits. People in a small business class, by the way, should know that selling these fruits is an absolutely horrible business idea. Personally, as a customer, I would never buy those boxes or alien babies because I think they're poisonous and plus they gave me bad dreams. You might as well sell bagels like Scott in the sack. But eventually I couldn't resist the urge to find out why these fruits are shaped in those ways. So I bought one of the watermelons, which is a little less intimidating than the pears, and asked the seller why these fruits look like this. The seller said she put the melons in boxes when they were young, and they would end up looking like boxes themselves as they matured. As for the pears, she would put them in a different kind of box that is molded like alien babies inside. These fruits were essentially trapped in boxes as they were growing, and eventually they became something unnatural and disturbing, something they were not meant to be. Every one of us is just like one of those fruits. We are all trapped in boxes one way or another. There are things in life that we desire to pursue, things we love, but we choose not to go after them because of many different reasons like comfort zone, peer pressure, societal pressure, time. Sometimes we think we're not good enough to chase after our dreams. Sometimes we choose not to do something we love that's quirky because we want to look cool in front of our friends and avoid embarrassment. Other times, well, we would just think we don't have the time because we have way too many competing priorities that we consider more important for survival. We obviously don't look like fruits, but we just act like them. We all only live once and we grow in similar ways. There are many things in life that put cubic containers around us, and if we don't get out, one day we're going to look into the mirror and not be able to recognize ourselves. The boxes will change how we grow, and we won't be who we are. When I come to Han in my sophomore year, I was a figure skater. I wanted to play hockey here, but I was afraid. I feared playing because most kids start playing hockey when they're about 5. I knew I was probably going to be horrendous. It was sort of pathetic how in the end I tried out for the team only because I needed to fulfill my sports credits. And as it turned out, I was probably horrendous at hockey in many different ways. But hockey has become such a huge part of me that I would never be the person I am today without it. But the truth of the matter is, I did not have the courage, and I would never have played hockey in the first place or met some of my best friends from the team if Hun had not opened up my box and dragged me out 2 years ago with the credit system. Luckily for us, we ultimately are not fruits. We are humans, and we're smart and capable enough to find a way out of boxes. Even if we can't do it ourselves, there are people like those in the Hun community whom we can trust and who will give us the push. We have an awesome yearbook this year, by the way, and one of my favorite pages is the one that lists some of the things seniors wish they had done before graduation. Becca wishes she had auditioned for more theater programs. Simone wishes she had continued playing violin. Hashim wishes he had spent more time in academics. Isaiah wishes he had done a new sport. And Chris Koo somehow wishes he had used the elevator more often in our academic building. And I bet everyone here can relate. We have all had opportunities that in retrospect we felt we missed out on. But it's certainly not too late. We're still young. It is important for us as we move on to college and beyond, we try our best to not limit ourselves. Don't feel like you can't do something because you're not good enough or because others question your ability. More importantly, never find excuses to not do something you love or to give up the goals you set for yourself in life. Step out of your boxes, find time, and grow into the person you're meant to be. I'm a guy who doesn't even have his driver's license yet, so I'm in no position to tell you how to live your life or how to pursue true happiness. The truth is, none of us knows what we're going to be like 20 years or 40 years from now. However, if you don't want to show up at reunions looking like alien babies or cubes, please don't trap yourself in little boxes. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Andrew. The head of the upper school, Ryan Hughes, will now lead the presentation of the diplomas. Bill McQuaid, assistant headmaster, will assist in the presentations.
Thank you, Mr. Brome. Seniors. It is my pleasure as head of the upper school to present the class of 2013. Sang, Il, On. Olivia Kathleen Albanese. Saeed Ahmed Al-Rama. Khalid Saad Al-Salah. Lauren Hansen Apuzzi. Kylan Terrell Baker. Jacqueline Noel Baptiste. At this time, I would invite Cheryl Beal to the stage to present her daughter Danielle with her diploma. Danielle Nicole Beal. Zachary Tanner Bisho. Devin James Birch. Benjamin Winders Brome. Janine Louise Cadet. Connor Edward Cahill. Yilin Tsai. Caroline Teresa Campbell. Christopher James Dante Cardinali. Johnsu Jabeji. Heston Ismail Charez. Ethan Bo Chi. Minghui Chen. Marlene Yasiel Cheroux. Yunha Cho. Hee-yeon Choi. Brandon Richard Coleman. Simone Gabrielle Cotton. Gianna Maria Crivelli. Joey Ann Crivelli. Giancarlo Stephen DeFazio. Gordon Koski DeGeorge. Scott Joseph Del Prado. Ferguson Carter Duke. Brett Duggan Ender. Mertash Ferdos. Gregory Elias Flood. James A. Frazier. At this time, I would invite Gene Frieda to the stage to present Nick with his diploma. Nicholas Joseph Frieda. Yu Hung Fu. Jordan Lynn Fusco. Christian Julius Galkowski. Stephen Luke Godich. Austin Tyler Goki. Jared Clark Golestani. Angela Veronica Gonzalez Muentes. Jordan Joseph Gressis. Alexander Davis Grease. At this time, I would invite Karen Guns to the stage to present Nick with his diploma. Nicholas Philip Guns. Sang A. Han. John Welcome Sales Hartman. Taylor Kennedy Havard. Hunter Sutherland Lance Hecker. Robert William Hedberg. Quashay Tyree Murphy Hendricks. Daniel Hernandez. Michael Hernandez. Samantha Morgan Hyrick. Jack Peter Horton. Wei Zhu Huang. Kiana DeToya Jacobs. Ming Jiang. Su Jung Zhou. Kyria Sade Johnson. Christina Syme Kilgariff. Dong Ho Kim. Hunter William Knighton. Ye Mo Koo. Lauren Rebecca Kotler. Cheng Kao. Amor Gita Creek. Eliza Sharma Levine. Max Richard Leone. Xinyi Li. Yi-san Liu. Grant Ronald Mackay. Abdul Malik Majid. Carrie Allison Mandelbaum. Michael Albert Manfredi. Anthony Joseph Marino III. Juan Carlos Martinez Gonzalez. Allison Nicole Maziers. Jill Carol Merks. Robert Andrew Frederick Murfield. At this time, I would ask Mark Millian to come to the stage to present Carrie with her diploma. Carrie Lee Millian. Hashim Naja Akil Moore. John Charles Moritz. Peter Carl Nahn. Jake Hunter Newman. Ian Patrick Oakes. Rebecca Angela Pankove. Edward William Paparella. Kwan Yong Park. Patrick James Anderton Prendergast. Alina Prokudina. Bridget Quinn Gordon. Michael William Ray. Lily Razavi. James Leonard Racine. Iona Monet Reed. Samuel Jordan Remus. Nicholas Caesar Ravano. Matthew Carl Riello. Zachary Arthur Robertson. Frances Margaret Roden. Ryan Cole Ross. At this time, I would like to call Jennifer Mitchell to the stage to present Tina with her diploma. Angie Ernestina Ruiz Mitchell. Anton Salienko. Jenna Lee Sands. Edward Carl Scanlon. Madeline Ann Shade. Camille Thomasina Schrier. Matthew Raymond Schweitzer. Blake Stephen Searfoss. William Danielson Sharpless. Song Ki Shin. Alexandra Sylvia Sitipu. Paula Stanton. At this time, I would invite Ken Stoddard to the stage to present Peter with his diploma. Peter Joseph Stoddard. Sahida Olatoyosi Solomon. Chenzu So. Eric William Zeker. Angelica Maria Taberes. Tomoko Maria Takuchi. Jonathan Joseph Tatoni. At this time, I would invite Cheryl Beal back to the stage to present her nephew with his diploma. Christian Joseph Toto. Catherine Yi-An Zhou. Alexander Davis Vukasin. Jordan Yang Wang. Deanna Rebecca Washington. Matthew Crawford Waxman. Sarah Gibson Weck. Caitlin Jane Weeks. Victoria Elizabeth Weeks. Eshwen Wei. Stephen David Wells, Jr. Isaiah Robert West. At this time, I would invite Mike Chakowski to the stage to present Harrison with his diploma. Harrison Robert David Whalen. Rakaya Atima White. Marion Alexandra Wilkinson. Kaylee Nicole Wills. Zachary Davis Winterstein. Hyunjae Woo. Andrew J. Zhou. Seniors, please stand. I would offer a warning to everybody sitting adjacent to the seniors that we're about to see some caps fly. So, ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2013.
Okay. Please be seated, graduates. Brian Logue from the Hun class of 1975 will now address our newest class of Hun alumni. Mr. Logue is completing his first year as Alumni Association President. He enjoys engaging young alumni and cultivating their pride and support of the school. One of his goals is to expand the reach of the Alumni Association to provide opportunities that include international alumni in a greater way. Mr. Logue is a member of the Board's Committee on Trustees. Please step forward, Mr. Logue.
Thank you, Headmaster Brougham. Congratulations to the class of 2013 and welcome to the Hun School Alumni Association. It's a very, very special association, a great group of individuals over the past 99 years, so welcome aboard. I know there was a few things that Kevin had mentioned. Kevin and I were 2 years apart here, 73 and 75, and talked about Rhodes Scholar and an All-American, and Mr. Quirk, who I know, and the former Kathy Otera, who is now Kathy Quirk. When I was here, she was Kathy Otera. It was a few years ago. Had mentioned the All-American that was here, I think it was 7 years ago. So now we have one again in the class of 2013, Katie Weeks. Congratulations, Katie. I'm sure that athletic ability came from your mother, as I've had the opportunity to play a lot of golf with your father over the years. We also have some special alums, and there's notable alums on the website, but you know, as a New York Yankee fan, I'd like to say that we have an alum that actually pitched for the New York Yankees, so that's pretty special as well. I was asked to be brief, and I think I'll be able to get you out of here by 1:30. I have some parting notes here to the class of 2013. I always enjoyed reading quotes from the late Coach John Wooden, and I have a number of them written down, but I'll just take this one and close out my remarks. May you have the hindsight to know where you've been, may you have the foresight to know where you're going, and may you have the insight to know when you've gone too far. Enjoy your time, and thank you.
As we conclude our program this morning, seniors will recess out into the Breen Gymnasium to exchange final greetings with their teachers in the time-honored horseshoe ceremony. Congratulations, Hun graduates. In the class of 2013, we will never forget you. Faculty, can you lead us out?